Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to my face. We're driving Radical. Lights out, away we go. We're driving Radical on R Factor 2 here. Like I said, race start. Let's go for the race start. The game glitches. I've got no idea where we're going. Just have to guess where the track was there. But we're going down to the first major braking zone here. A little bit on the back foot. Couldn't really see where we're going. But the guy in the blue goes wide. We're 3 wide into the left hand. The guy on our left gets all over the curb. That ruins his drive. Guy on the outside is on the outside, and that's not really the place to be. And now we're going to have a look and see if we can get in the slipstream of this guy ahead. He's gone defensive. He knows that we're there. By the way, this is the AI. I should mention. Are we going to send it? Yeah, let's have it. Let's send it down into the big heavy braking zone. Is that Brooklands? Back of the Wellington Straight, isn't it? Fighting the front end. Come on, bite front end. Eventually we get it pointed in the direction of the exit of the corner. We're in the slipstream of this guy now as well. Radical is obviously quite an aerodynamic car, but let's have a look. Oh, sent into cops. He comes back at us, but again he's on the curb and that ruins his exit. So that's job done. So pretty good start here. We've made up a few positions. Not going to be so easy from this point on though. Guy ahead of us is a reasonable distance away, but I have to say I'm enjoying driving the Radical. The Radical's not enjoying my driving, as you'll find out in a couple of minutes' time. We're in the slipstream now of the guy ahead. It's going to be a brave move. We've got a very fast right-hander coming up, but we're going to go for it. There's a couple of lines into this corner. I actually went to the British Grand Prix and sat there a few years ago. It's a great place to watch. We watched Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel side by side through that corner and side by side down into here. Really excellent corner. Now Radical, we've got loads and loads of squirreling going on there, and very difficult to get the power down. And at low speed, the Radical, is really only relying on its mechanical grip. Unlike at high speed, a point that I've completely disproved there. That was my fault, though. I hit the curb too hard. At high speed, this thing has absolutely loads of grip. The Maggots-Beckett's complex is more or less flat. You probably could do it flat. I was going down to 4th gear actually. Loads of grip at high speed. This car is basically shaped like an upside down aeroplane wing. So at high speed, absolutely tons of grip. At low speed, much less. You'll see the steering much more louder steering, lots more movement in the wheel, soaring at the wheel when it comes to the low speed stuff. So what am I doing? Well, this is the Oculus Quest 2. This is what I use for my sim racing. I do have triples, but one of the screens is broken, so not great. I can't really use it, and I want to be able to release more videos, and actually I'm really getting back into the sim racing. It took a bit of a hiatus from it, just whilst other things in my life were taking priority, work and babies and things like that, but I'm sort of getting into it again now. Really enjoying it, and I thought that I could release more videos more regularly if I'm recording some of these sim races. So this is R Factor. I also play Assetto Corsa and ACC, so I might release some videos from them as well. But R Factor, I really like the kind of the feel, the force feedback, the information you get through the wheel. And actually, R Factor is basically a consumer version of the program that Formula One teams use for their simulators. Now, obviously, the stuff that they use is way ahead of what is available to the average consumer like you and I. But I have to say, R Factor is really excellent with regard to its realism and attention to detail. Right up there with the best sims. So we send one down this guy. Brave move there. It's going to ruin our exit. There you are. Look, we've got a snap of oversteer on the exit because we were we were sort of tight on leaving the corner, but I think we're going to be all right. Just having a little check in the mirrors there. You can't really see much in the Radical mirrors, I have to say, but if he was there, we would be able to see him. But we're going semi-defensive into the corner at the bottom of a Wellington straight, and some good entry speed into what is this very, very Brooklands hairpin, very slow corner. You have to be really, really patient on the throttle here, but we've done quite a good job through there, actually, surprisingly. And we're now in the slipstream of the guy ahead. And can we do anything? We've made this move work before, just being on the inside. We're not particularly fast through there, but it stops the guy on the outside from turning in. And then he's on the less grippy part of the track, and then he's on the curb, and then he's losing a place. So good news for us there. We've got a guy ahead now. Now he's obviously quite a long way ahead. We're not going to be able to catch him immediately, and I believe this guy is the lead driver now. So we're approaching. We're up into second place from last on the grid. We're approaching the leader, but like I said, if you want to have a look at any of the games that I'm playing, or have a look at any of the equipment that I'm using in order to do my sim racing, I'll link some of the stuff down in the description. So I'll link stuff like the Oculus, and I'll see if I can link some game links and also some hardware links as well. I'm using the Fanatec CSL Elite. It's not. I don't think you can buy it anymore. Actually, it's quite an old one. I'm using Fanatec gear. I know that there's some other stuff now. SimCube seems to be particularly interesting or particularly good as a direct drive wheel, and Monzo as well for an entry-level direct drive wheel. That seems to be very popular. I think they're all pretty good. The immersion you get with VR is just incredible. It's a bit of a shame that you can't you see this in 3D, but yeah, just the immersion. You're seeing exactly what I'm seeing, but I'm obviously seeing it in 3D, and you're watching it on a 2D screen, but it's really incredible, really, really amazing. I'm operating my graphics card is a 3070 Ti, so not bad. It's not top of the range or anything, but I'm able to play all of the sim games with no problem, and I am able to play them on triples as well. So the NVIDIA 3070 Ti is what I'm using. Much cheaper now than they were. I bought this during lockdown when everyone was mining Bitcoin using graphics cards, so I paid through the nose for it. It was worth it. I think I don't regret it. Again, one of the other reasons that I like sim racing is that it is really good practice. Now, for the karting. Now, obviously, you don't get the full sense. You don't really get much feedback through your backside or anything like that, like you would do in a kart. And a lot of the time, particularly, I don't know if you remember in lockdown, a lot of Formula One drivers did sim racing to give the fans something to have a look at, and they were saying, the rear will just go and you've got no idea, and that's because they're so used to feeling what the car's doing through their whole body. Now you get amazing force feedback through the steering wheel, but obviously the rest of it you can't quite understand and work out. Oh, we're going to go wide again, hit that curb too hard. The rest of it you can't really feel, but you do get used to it. I have to say, you do get, so you see there's a snap of oversteer, and I think you just and we're going to get one there, absolutely again. You recognise what the car's about to do, so really useful. But I also find it really useful for things like vision. I'm always one for kind of like not looking far enough through the corner, so I was always turning in. When I first started racing, I was always turning in a little bit too early because I was focusing on the kind of the corner entry, and not worrying about the corner exit, or not considering the corner exit. So sim racing really, really good for that. There was a guy actually who sort of posted his heart rate during sim racing. Now I'm not going to sit here and try and claim that it's a workout, because it's not. But it's good for concentration, and enhancing your concentration levels whilst driving. So yeah, really like it. I hope you're enjoying it as well. Any feedback, please do pop them in the comments section. Now, whilst I've been driving, you might notice I've been pretty hard on the downshifts, and I've been using a reasonable amount of engine braking to slow the car down. And that, I'm afraid, is about to bite me. Again, down to third gear, very fast right-hand corner here. But this is really where I've been abusing the gearbox the most. So here we are, slamming it down into first gear, and all of a sudden I've got nothing. What's going on? Looking around all confused, people going to the left of me, people going to the right, and we've come to a stop, and I can't work out what's happened. Have I run out of fuel? What's going on? Just having a look around the car here. Have a nice little look. I have to say, R Factor doesn't look quite as good as some of the other games, particularly Assetto Corsa, but it's still absolutely fine. So I'm gonna pause it here, and I'm gonna try and identify what has been going on. So here we are, just in my confusion, just trying to have a look at the replay, and back in the car. That's not what I meant to do. Oh dear. But anyway, we're just about to have a look, and there it is. That's the car there from the outside, and their confirmation that I have destroyed it, and it's smoking. I think I must have been too hard on the gearbox. I actually had loads of fuel. I had like 60 laps worth of fuel in here. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little race, and I'm hoping to bring you racing on a more regular basis with the sim racing. Obviously, there's me checking the fuel. Obviously the karting can't happen sort of every day or anything like that. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. If you are interested in getting into sim racing yourself, check out some of the products listed in the description below, and I'll see you on the next one.